on my mother's earth. Hey guys, welcome back to Me Watch the Movie. I'm Mike.
I'm horny. I'm Jay.
Ooh,
sorry.
Oh, I don't want that in my house, in my life, or in my home.
In my home. In my bedroom where my wife sleeps. Where my children come and play with their toys.
We have another Patreon review for you today. This one's by Steven Giltrap. Thank you, dude. That's fucking awesome. If you guys want to join the Take Immortality, it's yours tier. There's a link down below. Pumpkinhead 2, Blood in the Wings, Charles.
First off, the name itself, Pumpkinhead 2, Blood Wings. First off, a completely unnecessary sequel. But second off, does that not sound like some shit that would come out in 1991, like Nintendo game cartridge, like cheesy? Like, I don't know, like Raging Cajun 2, Blood Wings. It
really does.
This arcade game sucks.
It really does. It does. It does. And a lot of people hate this fucking movie because it's got nothing to do with the original or the sequels that came after it.
I remember I was 13 or 14 years old. I rented this and Stargate. I remember renting them both.
It's a nice summer night, man.
I know, and I watched them both, and then I just realized Kurt Russell's badass.
Call me Snake.
I was like, why the fuck did I rent this? I could have saved up the rental on this and got a video game.
Hold on, though, because I fucking love this movie.
Yes! Yes!
I don't hate it as much as I did when I first watched it, but it's one of those things, like, I think that you took such a badass character in the first one, like, there's a reason why Pumpkinhead is, like, again, a cult classic kind of movie, and the idea of Pumpkinhead being an urban legend that comes out and seeks vengeance for you at the cost of your soul was so cool and vague. I just wanted to leave it like that. But then you have this tragic backstory about what Pumpkinhead's origins are, and they're like, what the fuck did you do that for?
Yeah,
why did you do that?
Maybe not. Like, it's kind of like Rob Zombie did with Halloween. Like, don't give him a backstory. Like,
yeah, and it made me feel bad for the fucking kid.
But at the same time, like, if you're not, like, hardcore into Pumpkinhead, like, Pumpkinhead's a great movie. Like, I love Pumpkinhead. It's fucking awesome.
Was the shit.
This was the first time I'd ever watched Pumpkinhead, too. But I love the original Pumpkinhead. But for me, Pumpkinhead was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the movie, and Pumpkinhead 2, Bloodwing, was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, Secret of the Ooze.
No, not even that.
Yes. Even though Secret of the Ooze was fucking amazing,
was
probably
awesome.
Better than the original. We'll talk about that another time. You get your nuggets.
Come on, Kino, let's go.
But no, it was, you know what? Like, it's terrible maybe for the franchise. It's terrible as a Pumpkinhead sequel maybe. Maybe they fucked up Pumpkinhead's origins by having this offspring and all this shit that they did. But it's so fun. Like, there's so many good kills. There's so many awesome horror moments. There's so many awesome horror people in the movie. The movie's just entertaining. It's funny at times. And you gotta admit they knocked the practical effects out of the fucking trailer park.
I do miss those practical effects that they used to have in those kind of monster flicks back then. I mean, they didn't care. They did a really good job, and you can see the artistry that went behind each scene that they used these things in. The thing about the Pumpkinhead 2, though, is it did have a premise that was decent. Like, it had good ideas going for it, but at the end, I think it just falls apart overall with the movie as it progresses. But I will say, to their credit, for only being able to film this movie in 3 weeks, under $1 million, they didn't do a bad job for an hour and 28-minute movie. They literally filmed this thing in 3 fucking weeks.
Straight to video, too.
Yeah, well, of course it was. But then
that looked good, man.
The thing about it is, I would have stopped. Like, let's just get into it really fast. So the main thing about this is, like, the kid, or what Pumpkinhead is essentially, is a deformed child, adopted, or an orphan that lives out in the woods, taken care of by Miss Ozzy, that witch woman that you saw in the first movie. These asshole kids from high school, it takes place in the 50s at the very beginning of the movie, track him down, beat the shit out of him, kill him, and hang him. Fucking greasers.
God damn it.
Get a comb.
Fuck you, greasers.
And essentially murder him in the woods. The witch lady, she, tends to his grave, buries him, and things like that, and that's where the curse of Pumpkinhead comes from. Now you got a new cop that comes into town, which is, by the way, the guy that played in, he's Larry in Hellraiser, the first one.
Andrew Robinson.
He's rocking the shit out of that mustache.
What is it about Andrew Robinson that any movie he's in, they have to film him from 2 fucking feet away so that he's like, Charles, did you do your homework? Like, it's always fucking up on his face. And he looks like a white guy that Mike Tyson knocked out in the first round.
Now he's in a perfect position to come back. Whack. And you see he's turning his head as he got hit. but it was enough to stun him, and he kind of tripped over Mike's feet as well.
He does.
Like,
he
just
does look
like
that.
has that
Or he's gonna sell you some brawny paper
Like,
towels.
he's just gonna come in with his mustache and get knocked the fuck out.
Or he's like the knife guy. He looks like Will Ferrell from the Knife Guys on Jimmy Kimmel. He's like, you want some fucking knife? Tapioca pudding.
Chocolate milk. You always gotta slice chocolate milk.
How many?
Potato chips, gone.
How many of these
Tapioca pudding.
do you have? How many?
Cottage cheese.
Yeah,
But he's weirdly good too.
Yeah, he was one of the best parts about the movie. Anyway, he moved back to his hometown, which is where it's taking place. The Pumpkinhead legend is. Brings his family with him. He takes over as the new sheriff, and from there we have murders and shit. After these stupid goddamn high school kids, which are fucking terrible actors, they're really all awful. They go out for no reason other than just to do it. They go and visit Miss Ozzy's house after they hit her with the fucking car. By the way, it got very close to I Know What You Did Last Summer. It's like, shut your fucking mouth! Nobody saw shit! She's probably okay, she stumbled off in the woods.
Also, Donnie Darko, when they're watching her in the woods, it's like, oh, no mail today, you old bitch.
Yeah.
Like, God damn it.
Yeah, and then they all decide to go and look for her and make sure that Miss Ozzy's okay. And they stumble on her house. Then they start stealing from her, which is as you do. You want to make sure that somebody didn't get killed when you hit them with your car, but make sure you steal from their house.
I'll
boys and
take
girls.
this Necronomicon, that used condom. It's going to be a great
Yeah.
Saturday.
So and the asshole main kid takes the vial of blood or whatever and tries to leave the house, and then all of a sudden that kind of scared me. That Miss Ozzy pops up and she's like, "Leave it!" I was like, "Wow, Mom." It's like your mom when she's cleaning and you're like still sleeping in. She's like gets real angry at you. Get the fuck out of bed, you piece of shit. Get a job. Like, I will tomorrow. But anyway, it was kind of scary.
How was last Tuesday?
It was fucking shitty. And she tries to trap that one boy in there. He's like, "Give me the blood. You don't know what you're doing." And
It's like,
then he pimp slaps her. Yeah, he like knocks her ass down like, "Pinky gotta go pee pee." And he runs off into the woods so they can conduct this seance amongst this body with that weird chick that was a leftover from The Craft.
they're
Which,
like,
by the way, Craft's a good movie.
Tommy, I don't know if his name's Tommy. They're like, Tommy, stop. He's like, were you afraid of a little danger?
No, he's got the most like generic like 90s name as a bully, Danny. His name's Danny. Danny, seriously, stop beating up my girlfriend or I'm gonna tell the principal. Your principal, you suck his dick too? Danny's badass. But yeah, it was...
Dresses at Union Bay.
They all like wore Union Bay, like Porterwood shit anyway. But yeah, they eventually go and have this seance, as you do. Nothing to do in this town. There's no Walmart there. And they bring...
Nothing happened.
They pour the blood in there, yeah, nothing happens. They go about their way, and then but something did happen. Pumpkinhead said, "That tastes like shit." And they pour that blood in his mouth.
He said, little danger never hurt anybody. It's like, what?
Yeah.
That's what danger literally means.
So literally the movie is revolving around Pumpkinhead coming back. Miss Ozzy, by the way, her house caught fire. Okay, her house catches fire.
Her pet's heads are falling off.
Yeah, and they don't, the kids leave her to her doom. Pumpkinhead rises from the grave, saves her, and this is his vengeance now. He's out to kill the people that murdered him in the 50s, the gang assholes, and he's also going to track down the ones that fucked up his old lady.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much the movie. Now, that's summarizing it, but I'm not saying it was a bad idea, because it was a cool idea, but the idea with the first one, what they initially started with Pumpkinhead, where it was like that urban legend and only talked about hushed whispers and things like that, and it was from the point of view that Lance Henriksen was able to bring, like this, this downtrodden father, just a country guy, had no qualms with anybody, and then his kid gets run over by these assholes, and then he's gonna damn his soul. Like that, all that movie by itself was just perfectly contained. So this movie, when it goes to the extreme and tries to tell all this bullshit back stuff that you don't need, it to me kind of tarnishes the first one just a bit, because it was completely unnecessary sequel. You could have left Pumpkinhead completely by itself and it'd been perfect.
Yeah. It was a serious and emotional storyline that was really well done.
Yeah, it was about the Elephant Man.
And this was a fucking fun B-horror movie.
Yeah.
But, and you're right, it probably does tarnish the first one a little bit. But my best recommendation, if you've never seen it, is don't do the thing that us completists like to do. And be like, I have to start with the first one, then I'm going to watch the second one.
No, don't do that.
Just fucking watch the second one if you want to watch it.
Well,
Just forget that Pumpkinhead exists and you'll have way more fun.
It's so different from the first one, it could literally just be a standalone movie without even Pumpkinhead being the title of it. I mean,
the kills are great though.
Yeah,
if you could forget Pumpkinhead exists, you'll probably like it, I think, because even though it's not good by any means, it's a fun, entertaining, easy to watch movie. Pumpkinhead looks fucking rad.
He does look
He looks
cool.
fucking awesome when he shows up. The Storm still shows up with him and all that shit like that. And at one point, a scene with Kane Hodder, and he's like, "You've been fucking your sister." What? He throws one dude's head into a fucking chicken coop, and then the chickens beat out his fucking fucking eyes. Like, there's some cool shit like that. There's another scene where this like trucker dude is getting banged by a hot.
He's a retired mailman. Yeah.
Yeah. He's like,
He steals the mail.
Getting the mail.
That woman has some big old honkers.
Yeah, he steals the mail, but what's weird is when they go to investigate his death, like his whole house is full of like the exact same RCA TV. Yeah. And they're like, oh, he stole more mail than he delivered.
And there was also some cheesy ass one-liners like when they're investigating after the mailman gets killed, and the one woman that survived, it's probably not a prostitute, I don't know what she was, the big booby woman. She like bursts out of the closet.
She was a hooker.
Yeah, she bursts out of the closet and just fucking screaming or whatever. And then the investigator that's with the sheriff is like, she's almost been scared to death. It was like, ow! Like I felt like I was watching CSI Miami and he should have sunglasses on.
Dude, all you think when I was seeing all those TVs is I was waiting for someone to come in and be like, so that's the guy who stole these.
Yeah.
Like in Batman Begins.
The biggest complaint I had, like honestly, is the fact that they show that deformed boy getting his ass killed, and then I felt bad for the entire. I wanted Pumpkinhead to fuck shit up, even though I did like Pumpkinhead the first one anyway. But it's like I felt like I was watching a documentary on the Elephant Man.
Yeah.
Do I amuse you?
I guess in the original you're supposed to feel bad for the person who was wronged, and then Pumpkinhead's just this scary.
Well, you kind of felt bad for the kids in the first one, like the ones that didn't want to, like they tried to help the little boy, so you felt bad for them, and that was what it was intended to be. But in this one, you just feel bad for Pumpkinhead. You want him to slice their taints up.
Yeah. Which I just enjoyed watching Pumpkinhead do his thing because you see him a lot more.
Yeah, which could be detracting.
But he's made so well. It's good, and he's made so well, and the practical effects are so good. Nothing you would ever get today, and the way he rips people apart, like. In the first one, I guess a lot was left to imagination, which is cool, but they still did a good job with this one because he would just like sort his way through someone, ripping them fucking apart. The mayor, the fucking mayor, he's like 4 foot tall and has a goddamn jerry curl, and he's like, "This town needs some tourism, Jim." Like what the fuck was that guy?
I think he not only was the mayor, but he was involved and in charge of the tourism attractions because he was like Loch Ness Monster, Abominable Snowman, Bigfoot. You know how much money that brings in, boy? I was like, yeah, it does a lot.
He looked like a roadie for Hall & Oates.
He reminded me, yeah, and he always walked around with like a guitar case, like he never plays, and he probably doesn't. He looked like Jeff Jarrett from wrestling.
He was the fucking worst, dude.
But still, I did like Larry. I can't remember his name.
Just call him Larry. It's okay.
From Hellraiser,
Sheriff Braddock is his name in the movie, but his daughter fucking pissed me off too, because they just had to move to this shitty fucking town, because she'd been fucking around her last town. You know, she'd been doing shit, so we had to move her daughter here, and then she immediately gets involved with this dude. He's like, I like danger, and this is my car with no hood. I don't know, man. It's just such an easy fucking movie to watch if you just don't have anything.
I don't know, man. Sometimes I did feel like fucking Malcolm McDowell and Clockwork Orange, and my eyes had to be forced open because I mean, some of it just got like, god damn. Because what are you?
I feel that for a lot. I didn't feel that for this. Like I think
at the end of the day, dude, I just found like. All Pumpkinhead wanted was his goddamn fire truck.
Oh, that shit.
His toy fire truck. Yeah. Because you find out that the sheriff was once, when he was 7 years old, met Tommy, Tommy is the name of Pumpkinhead, when he was out in the woods. And Tommy was playing with the fire truck, and they kind of bonded because the sheriff saved him. And then at the very end of the movie, how he gets fucking Pumpkinhead to stop, he's like, "Tommy, don't you remember me? I gave you a fire truck." And then at that point, you're like, cool. So you just basically neutered Pumpkinhead at that point. Like, he has no fucking balls.
Pumpkinhead's like, okay, I'll leave you alone. You knocked me one time. I see you got my money, you big shit.
He looked like a dog that had taken a shit on the carpet and you don't really feel like yelling at him, but you have to. And he's like, whoa. And then, of course, the rednecks show up and blast the shit out of him.
Halloween 4 style. Yeah. It was straight up Halloween 4 style.
And by the way, I do want to talk about really fast.
It's so cathartic because they shoot him right back into the pit that he fucking died.
It's like, son of a bitch, can I just not get a break?
It's come full circle.
At least he found the fire truck.
Like a pumpkin.
He found the fire truck, though. That's all that matters. But also, I wanted to talk really fast. He's such a small part, but he was hilarious. The guy that plays Ernest, they call him Slick. This farm guy that lives out in the woods. He like gets his hunting license and it's $10. Like, $10? Jesus Christ! I liked it better when the other guy was running it. He was like, well. Things go up. It's like, yeah, they do. And he comes in, he's like, I want my money back. He's like, them kids don't know what they got done and got over with Miss Ossie. You don't play with Miss Ossie. She'll cook your nuts over a fire with some mashed taters.
I ain't to hunt no more. I've come to hunt.
Yeah, I don't know. That guy just reminded me a lot of the people that live in our state. Like, really, he's like, I'll kill that motherfucker. He comes, I sense it. He actually says that at one point. He's like, I seen me a car coming up there, red car, convertible top, real fast around these parts. Them kids were up there to Miss Osies. He was a cool, like, little character actor, the guy that played him. But
all the characters were, man. Like, I don't know. I just enjoyed the shit out of this movie.
by the way, I will say that the asshole that you call the father of the asshole kid, so it runs in the family, the judge.
Yeah.
He was actually pretty cool though, because when he was bringing his girl up there, he was like, "I got the cabin all loaded up if you're gonna be drinking tonight, whatever."
But it was so rapey.
I'm like, that's cool though.
But he was so rapey.
No, that's not
the
rapey.
girl, he's like, "Hope you wear a rubber, honey." Like, he didn't do that, but he was like, "Hope you brought your rubbers," and she was like, and I was like, "Oh my fucking god, I feel so bad for your dad."
Yeah. But I mean, at the same time, it was kind of cool though, because if you were like,
He let him drink, yeah.
Yeah.
But he was also really rapey.
He was a judge. At the end of the day, Pumpkinhead 2, fun in some parts. I had a good time watching parts of it. Other parts I was cringed out. Unnecessary, yes. If you're gonna have fun watching this stupid ass horror movie, it's one to go to. I'm gonna give it a 4.5.
Ooh.
I mean, dude, honestly, it's not like I hated it. I mean, it's not like 4.5 is close to an average movie for me. So it's not like it's the most terrible thing on earth. It's really not that terrible, but it's just so far away from the subject material of what Pumpkinhead started out to be and how cool Pumpkinhead was that I think it suffers, like you mentioned, Rob Zombie Halloween 2 syndrome, where it gets fucking kooky and shit.
Yeah.
It goes off the rails, and you're like, what the shit? This is not my Pumpkinhead.
I see where you're talking about, and I think that most people would totally agree with you. I'm going to give it a hearty Campbell's Chunky Chicken Noodle Soup version of a 7.5. A thick 7.5.
I think you've been eating paint
I
chips.
just had some. It's got fun fucking horror in it. It's got ties back to other horror movies. Kane Hodder, the dude
That's
from
great,
Hellraiser. Pumpkinhead looked fucking awesome. The special effects were great. If I'm in a good mood and it's Tuesday at 4:45 p.m. and I want to eat nachos,
Yes! Yes!
what do you guys think about Pumpkinhead 2? Shitty as fuck, as most people think, or entertaining B horror movie? Comment below, let us know with your fucking faces, and if you're new to the channel, get that goddamn wham up in you.
Okay, Dad, that's fucking abusive. Don't.
We watched a movie. Yeah. We watched a movie. We watched it. We watched a movie. Yeah. You know what? We did a review. We watched a movie. We watched a movie.